So I'd like to just speak a little bit. I know God's real. One night in Harvey Bay, we were in Harvey Bay until April 2022, when Gary said, I think we should move back to Toowoomba to be closer to your family. And I said, really? You've got your medical team, you've got palliative care team, you've got, our house is all established. And he said, no, that's what I want to do for you. So we prayed about it and our house sold in 6 days. We came up to Toowoomba and there was a perfect villa for us available at Palm Lake, which is where Mum and Dad live too. I don't live with Mum in her villa, by the way. I live in my own villa. But it's only like a 10-minute walk away, so when I got the call, I think Dad's having a heart attack and things like that, I just run up the road. And the night that Dad broke his hip was just so wonderful, because I was actually at a Bible study and Mum rang and said, I think Dad's just had a fall and I think he's broken his hip, and so I could get a couple of the big men to come and help lift him up. God's so good. One night in Harvey Bay, Gary was in bed, and I often used to wake up during the night because he was, he wasn't good, he was sort of up and down, and I used to often look over and make sure he's still breathing. I'm sure people who have very sick and frail people know what I mean by that. And so one night I just woke up and I thought, I better look over, and I looked over and I saw an angel sitting on the bed and just had his hand on Gary, just for a second, and then he was gone. And it was just white robe and glowing, really yellow blonde hair, and just an ordinary size, probably a little bit bigger than a normal person, just had his hand on Gary. And I thought, thank you, Lord, I can go to sleep now. On the night that he passed away, he was out on the lounge because he was a bit agitated, and he said, I need to go out on the lounge. So he was hooked up to all this stuff, syringe driver, and so it was very frail. So off we went out to the lounge, and I slept beside him on a little mattress on the floor, and he couldn't swallow, he couldn't do anything, he was barely conscious, but I was sponging out his mouth till about 11 p.m, and then I fell asleep. And at 1 a.m, about 1 a.m, all of a sudden I just woke up with a start. Oh no, he's probably choked. And so I looked up and I could tell that he'd just gone, he'd just passed. And all of a sudden there was a huge clap of thunder. I didn't even know it was storming, a huge clap of thunder. And then 22 mils of rain just came pouring down in one go. And I remembered the words of that song, I'll pass the cloud and shout so loud, it may sound like thunder. My tearful eyes may fill the skies until it looks like rain.
Yeah, I remember the night.
Yeah, and I texted my brother at 3:45, not thinking he'd be awake, but I said, are you awake? He instantly texted back and said, yes, why? And he said later, the storm had kept him awake. So isn't that, to me that's just God giving me comfort. He's gone, but don't worry, I've got him. And this song, I only chose this song a few days ago actually, because it came to my attention, and I just thought that fits in so well with what I'm saying here, so I'd like to sing it to you now. Alone, and the light slowly fades, cold when the night closes in. I feel the shadow of almighty wings. Lord, won't you send them again? Lord, send your angels to watch over me. I'm so afraid of the dark. Lord, send your angels to watch over me. Wrap me in sheltering arms. Sometimes the child inside of me cries with fears of the dangers unseen, and questions want answers I can't seem to find. Then you send your angels to me. Lord, send your angels to watch over me. I'm so afraid of the dark. Lord, send your angels to watch over me. Wrap me in sheltering arms. Shield me, keep me, hold me safe in your arms. Lord, send your angels to watch over me. Wrap me in sheltering arms. Wrap me in sheltering arms. Won't you wrap me in sheltering arms? And he does. He gives his angels charge over me.